Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry, everyone. If there was people here 20 minutes ago when this was supposed to start, um, very sorry. I see that there are, um, but kudos to you for being here at the scheduled time because I was not, and that's my bad. Um, I'm just trying to like figure out like my deck list situation and like doing the overlays and opening things on my computer was getting confusing. Anyways, here we are. Um, Let me just need to make sure my opponent is ready. Looks like they are. Um, okay, so uh, yeah, I had some wild stuff going on in terms of deck lists, and I've settled on. I'm gonna play some AUCO, but yes, hi, hi everyone. It's good to see y'all as well. Um, Alec, I've been meaning to message you about Vancouver. It's looking less and less likely I'm able to go. In recent news, I lost my passport, um, which I'm hopefully has been found, and I just haven't called lost and found yet. But I lost it on my way to San Francisco, so now I'm stuck in San Francisco, which was the plan. But it's fine. But yeah, I'm gonna play Ayuko. This is a new hoodie I got from my friends in Edmonton who gave it to me. It's beautiful. It's got this HB thing here. It's got well, it's really hard for me to show it to you, but there's a huge like stitched OG shaper symbol on the back. You'll find it on my Instagram, and I should probably like post it as a short or something on whatchamacallit on on YouTube. Anyways, let's jump in. We're playing against Torpedo Tires today, who is here. We're gonna join as a corp for now. We're gonna be playing just like the Hollow Man Yuko. That this is the list that Ice Cream College brought to some tournament a while ago. That like a lot of it was off of discussions with me. And yeah, it's the same. This is like what I would play for AUCO. The Hollow Man gives a lot of threat with Regenesis. The Hostile Architecture is going to protect a lot of stuff. Hansi Review is going to trigger your ID, and then just like having a lot of cheap ice to protect your important assets is going to be very good. So yeah, we're going to play some Hollow AUCO. Do I even have it loaded? I don't know if I do. JNet. I'm very unprepared. Very, very unprepared. Okay. Here we go. That's the list. Let me pull up my stream overlay. Yeah, I hope I find my passport. It's like, if I don't find it, there is a Canadian consulate in San Francisco. So I will be able to like go to SF and like, I don't know how long that's going to take. I've never done this before. We'll see what happens. I will probably, let's see, I'm going to full screen here. And then I haven't basically like, well, yeah, I'll talk about my runner once we get there. Let me just make sure that my stream is okay. I'm probably gonna, one sec, figuring out streaming, zooms and full screen. Can I zoom in? If I do this, put me higher. Thing is, like, I plan on having ice on remotes, so this is fine for now, and then if there's a problem later, I'll come back and check it. Okay. With the runner. Okay, what do we have? We have Hoshiko. We have, like, Hollow Man, Tithe, Anemone, and Cohort. This is fine. The cohort's going to get us going, and then we're going to have some ice to get set up. So this is a keep. We'll see. Brandon was I talked to Brandon like right before I started the stream, just talking about what I'm planning to do and stuff. And yeah, okay. What are we doing? So, okay, we definitely want the cohort in a new remote. We definitely want ice on top of it. And I'm probably just going to ice HQ. We could also ice R&D. Tithe is going to be fine. Although maybe we want Anemone instead. We don't want to spend a ton of money right now. So I think we're just going to play it a little slow. Let's see what they do. We want the Anemone instead. That's interesting. So they kept their hand, so they're unlikely to just come running, right? You should probably put the Anemone, but we're gonna be a little greedy and just put the Tithe. And then we're definitely putting Tithe on Essential, and I guess it's gonna be on HQ. And if they might snipe one out of R&D. Because there's a lot of like bulky agendas in this deck, with the Fujis and the longevity serum. We're just gonna make sure we're iced. They're gonna get a poke here. Good. Okay, they didn't steal a Fuji. That's like how you beat Ayuko, is you go and find their Fujis at times where they're not ready for it. It's Anacam. Okay. And then here we're probably going to throw out this Hollow Man. We'll just have to get it back later. Like, the Hollow Man is, like, here to present a very specific threat, and we're far away from that currently. Okay, so the Petty Cache is going to be good later. The Fat is going to be good. So this turn, we're definitely going to install Fat, install Anemone, and we might as well draw a card while we're at it. So let's do that. That's fine. So we're going to go new remote. Install that there. Let's res it. Okay. Bankar's fine. We have good ice against Bankar. That's one of the strengths of Ayuko. Is that the Bankar is totally fine. Fencer Fino is not what we want to see, but we'll be okay, I think. Yeah, they're setting up their long-term econ. This is how, like, I found that just like Reg Anarch has money problems, and you like rely on your companions to get money, and we're seeing that here. So we're gonna trigger the cohort to trash the Petty Cache, and then we're gonna trigger the Ayuko. Bladderwort, Sting, Longevity Serum. Longevity Serum's good. We don't have another piece of ice. And the Bladderwort and the Hostile might be okay. So this turn we might go like install Sting, install Hostile, install... okay. Install Sting, install Hostile, install Bladderwort is a play. But if we do that, then we can't res this Anemone, and I think actually, no. We probably just don't res the Anemone if they Bankar it. Because it's just going to eat their Bankar. Of course, that makes no sense, because its Anemone's just going to deal damage anyways. It's an interesting one. We could also not install the Sting. Yeah, let's do that. Let's throw the Sting out. Oh yeah, Petty Cache. I forgot about that. That is poor to forget. We don't want to throw the Longevity out, because I don't want to just have 2 points sitting in archives just yet. But this is perfect. So I guess we could also just play the Hansei review, but I have a feeling we're going to res this Anemone. So let's Petty Cache. Then we could just install the Longevity. They probably don't check it, actually. And we just score some points. don't mind that. Yeah, I don't mind that, actually. Let's do that. We're gonna go boom, boom, boom. We should score this here. We're just gonna get the agenda out. Like, I imagine if they run, they're gonna be running server 2 to get the FAT out. And you want to take advantage of times where your opponent is low on cards and they don't want to risk stealing an agenda when you have 2 counters on a FAT. So yeah, they're going to bank our here, they're going to run it. We're going to res, we're going to trash the petty cash. We're going to res the hostile architecture too. That's going to hurt them a lot. They might not even trash at all, and maybe we just kill them with a Bladderwort and longevity. This is like the early phases of AUCO is like, well, you might run into a random kill. They're going to run here. Okay, so I think we do res. Yeah, we have enough money for everything, so we res this. We trash the petty cash. They lost Matryoshka and Twinning. Ooh. This is really bad for them. If this doesn't hit a steel skin... Oh, it hit an event. Sure. That makes sense. And then we're going to res the hostile architecture, and they're still going to have to just trash it. So they're going to have to take 2 damage off that. Then they're going to have to run and trash the hostile architecture, and then they're going to take a damage off the Bladderwort. They're not dead, but it's really scary. If this was a sting, they would be dead. If the longevity was a sting, then I would be able to kill them. Oh, they're not running. Okay, that's very safe of them. Okay, so we're definitely going res Bladderwort. Now, the question is what we do with this longevity. If I flip... If I just gain money, we can play the petty cash. And just score is an option. If I flip face up and gain a credit, then I go to 1 and I go take a credit, advance, score. And then we're just going to be broke. Thinking. We're just going to be broke. Okay, well, let's just, like, do our stuff first. So we'll do Bladderwort. That's fine. We'll do the AUCO. Hansei, Bladderwort, Simat. Okay, Bladderwort's good. We want more ice. That's not ideal that we didn't find ice here. Well, I mean, okay, it's definitely the Hansei. And then the question is what we're trashing, or if we're flipping face up. If we trash a card, we can play the Hansei, but then we risk the 2-pointer on the table. They shouldn't run it. Or we could just ice it. But we could also ice the hostile architecture. But we also don't want to play the Hansei if we have the Bladderwort's triggering. This is like the awkwardness about Hansei sometimes. What do we do? I think I just score. I think I'm just going to score and let them do their thing. Which means I flip. Yeah, just in case we lose the cohort too. So we're going to trash... We'd trash the Hansei. The hybrid release can also be trashed and just shuffled back. The hybrid release is not going to be something we need for a while, because we just like shuffle a bunch of stuff back here. Yeah, okay, so we're going to trash the hybrid release. And we're going to play the petty cash, and then we're just going to score this. This like might end up just being wrong. We're going to say done. We're going to shuffle the fat back and then shuffle the 2 agendas back. We could also leave a sting in there and shuffle the Hollow Man back, but we'll just shuffle the agendas for now. I don't love this. Like, we've like lost a bit of pressure on them, and we're giving them a turn to deal with our board. But like, their position's not that good to begin with, and the Simacs are not great against the Bankar, but it is still ice. So next turn we should be able to like get another cohort down, get another bladder horde down, and I'm expecting my board to be gone here. But they're gonna be poor. They won't have cards in hand, so like it's gonna be a fight. But now the longevity's gone, there's like one less like random like big agenda that they can hit. The compilation's really good. Nothing I can do about that. And then they're going to run and trash both of these cards. If they run the Tithe, they're going to take 2 net damage. And it's actually just going to like activate that ice for me, and it's going to let me put cards behind there. So running here is it's tough. Like, it's probably correct for them, but it's actually quite good for me, given the fact that I have another cohort, another bladderwort in hand. They're going to take 2 damage here. It was 2 strike funds? No, it was a Matryoshka and a strike fund. Sure. Yeah, we're gonna like, okay, if I draw 3 cards though, because I'm gonna draw 2 off Ayuko, 1 off Mando, and then I'm gonna install 3 with only 1 credit, that's not that great. So we might not trigger AU and just install credit. Seems very fine. So I'm gonna say no, and we're gonna go install credit. Seems fine. Yeah, this way we can res both of this. Like, we've drew Petty Cash too, which is really nice. I saw that Jai streamed his game against Augustus. His audio was very low. I actually I took a brief watch of it this morning, and it was very like, I thought his audio just wasn't there, and then I like turned it all the way up and it was there, but it was like really soft. But those are probably very good games to watch if you're interested in more Netrunner content. Is Jai versus Augustus was really good. Draw, Lago, credit. Okay, so that's a problem. But let's res some cards. Let's trigger some cards. We're going to Bladderwort first, as always. They lost to Matryoshka. Okay. Like, they might just have a breaker problem here. Also, Simak is just not breakable, so that's good to know that that's what's going on over there. I guess we should always AUCO before we... But, like, we're always going to cohort this, so we should cohort first. Because we're always going to trash this Petty Cash. And then we are going to look at the top 3 cards. Hybrid Release, Bladderwort, and Sting. Okay. Yeah, I can see a world later in the game where we just have, like, Simax, and then our Regenesis goes there. But in the meantime... If we don't install in a remote, that would be ideal. Just because, like, the Lago and the Anacam's going to trigger. But... I don't know. We could, like... try to play the Hansei review, but that seems unnecessary. Bladderwort, Hybrid Release, Sting. If we score the Hybrid Release, we can put the Hollow Man back into play. That seems unnecessary. Okay, well, I guess it's always the Sting. And then we found ourselves a Fuji. Sure. So we can play the Petty Cash, Hansei, and then, like, just get... Ice installed is a play. We don't want to give them draw. We could also just ice archives. That is also going to be relevant later. So we could take a turn off and just ice here. I think I like that. We're just going to take a turn off. Now the question is, do I give them the Fuji? I think we test them first. So this does turn off my Bladderwort, but like, I think they're going to be like, they're probably going to run it anyways. I think we're going to test them first, because I don't want to just lose a Fuji here. So what we're going to do instead is just get rid of a Sting. And then we're going to ice archives and ice new remote. That's just going to be setting up for later. The Simac is also setting up for later. And like, I probably should have just thrown out the Fuji. But like, me putting ice on archives is a little bit of a tell. So I don't want to just give that to them. But they're bankaring HQ, so maybe I should have just thrown out the Fuji. I'm surprised they... Well, actually, yeah. There's no other place to bankar, so that's probably just a throwaway bankar. And they're not planning to run. They need to play an event here, or this Mamie's going to hit them. Gamble? Oh, they have it. Dang. Second one. Okay. Okay, I guess we're gonna cohort now, but let's AUCO first. Fuji, Spin Doctor, Moonpool. Okay. So the Spin Doctor is good. Okay, so I guess it's always the Fuji. And then we'll do the Bladderwort. And then this, I guess, is going to be the Fuji as well. Unless we go for like some hybrid release Hollow Man play. But we need to find ice first. Like, where is my ice? There is a world where we like Moonpool onto Fuji, where we like we find a second ice, put it on server 6, and then we like Moonpool it naked along with the Fuji and the... Yeah, so I might play for that. So we're gonna trash the hybrid just to keep ourselves a little bit flexible. We didn't find it. And then we can still go for it. But the thing is, like, they're always going to be bankaring server 6 here. Let's... We could put hybrid release. Yeah. Okay. Let's go spin new remote. Let's just let them do their thing. They lost in Ashen. Yep. Now we could like chuck the Fuji out there as well. That is very much a play. And we just like have like Moonpool. I mean, the Fuji could be in server 6. Like, it just depends if you think they're gonna poke it or not. Like, I think they are. They're well set up to be running. So, but they also like are well set up to be using compilation. We could Fuji Surfer 6 and Moonpool naked. It's just not. That's just like, if they steal it, it's so bad. Want this Hollow Man back. But this compilation, like, they could also just come and run HQ, right? Okay, let's get it on the board. Let's, like, I don't know. We're gonna do this. I don't love that, but like, I think the existence of the compilation means that they might just come and run HQ. We would have loved to find another ice there. But like Bankar is like always going on server 6. They could put it on HQ if they're gonna run HQ. So like I guess we'll get a tell right here as to what they're gonna do. But if they're like board minded, then they'll put this on server 6 and they should check server 6. Or at least when they check server 8, we're gonna have to think about what we do. But like the deal is, if they've bankcard server 6, then we're going to let them trash the moon pool. And if they've didn't bankcard server 6, then I can just moon pool onto the Fuji. It looks like we are just gonna score here. Gonna run archives? Sure. So no res. We don't want to show this. And then it's just like I basically have to moon pool now. But they are going to continue. So we're just going to moon pool the 2 agendas, give them the 2 stings, and then they can't come into the remote, right? With crew. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to moon pool. I'm not going to trash anything. We'll shuffle these 2 agendas back, and we're going to put them on the Fuji, and then we're just going to give them the stings, because damage is relevant here if they run server 6. And this play by them makes a lot of sense, because if there's like a Regenesis on the board, I'm trying to Regenesis, and the agenda's in archives. Lost an Anacam, lost a Raindrops, they get a drawback. And if they poke the remote, they just can't get through, because they'll have to take 3 damage and then 2 damage to the Fuji. And if they install, they'd have to install something to break, but like we really haven't seen any of that. Matryoshka is not going to do it. Devil Charm could do it. But this is the thing, like this is a Yuko is, as far as my experience with it is, like it is a very, like I'm somebody who wants to have a concrete game plan, and a Yuko doesn't work like that. Like you oftentimes are like just like playing the cards you draw and like figuring out like what's the best thing I can do with what I have. And there is like never a long-term thing that you're going for. Like the most long-term thing you can be thinking about is like what the decks that are playing like Oppo Research and End of the Line. But even then, like that's just like, well, I hope I draw it. And in the meantime, we're just going to be playing our cards. Which is like, it's good. So, okay, so here we can flip a card face up with Cohort to put another advancement here. Which means we want to trigger a Yuko first. And we might as well, because we have this Spin Doctor. And it also means I can, like, install a new card. Even though I likely won't want to. But we can. So, yeah, and we actually don't want tons of money. So let's trigger the Yuko first. Cohort, Hanzi, and Fat. Okay, so it's always going to be Hanzi. We don't need that. And then we'll trigger the Bladder Wart. We're going to turn a face-up card in Archives. So we're going to turn that card face up. We're going to put another token on the Fuji. And we've drawn the Fat, which is perfect. I guess I knew that, because we can trigger this now to deal 3 damage. I might as well. We could also not install it and just get a second ice up. And that's not going to trigger the Lago. That's probably better, actually. That's probably better. Yeah, because they're going to like run and trash a bunch of stuff on my next turn anyways. So let's go advance twice, score. Yeah, we're just going to not trigger this Lago. Like, I am going to deal an extra damage. Well, I don't know. Maybe I should have. But this is going to come down later anyways. And then we're just going to install this ice on server 6. And this will probably prompt them to come run HQ in C3, which is fine. Yeah, if we installed the FUT and we rezzed it, then they would take an extra damage, because I can remove 0 counters and deal 1 extra damage. But they will have drawn an extra card with the Lago, so like it's just gonna be a wash. Except the FUT's gonna be on the board, but like the FUT's gonna be on the board later anyways, so it's fine. The difference is that the FUT's gonna be on the board later behind ice, which is just gonna be better. But we haven't drawn a ton of ice. Like I've drawn 2, 4, 6 ice, and we've gone through more than half of the deck. And the list has how much ice? 11. So I guess that's like, it's like not that unlikely. But I'm expecting to see a little bit more ice soon. We're gonna have to also think about like the number of cards left in R&D soon, because like we're gonna draw cards out of R&D. We're gonna like, or draw cards out of AUCO. Like Spin Doctor is gonna trigger. We're just not gonna res here because they're just gonna cycle their cards, and we don't want that. We also like don't want to show them what the ice is, just in case they think that they have to Bankaring it. Like every time they pick a server for Bankar, it is a like a resource. Like they're committing where their Bankar is going, which is important. Trashing Cohort, trashing FUT, stealing Hybrid Release. There's their 3 cards. Sure. So now we have room to draw. They've left our cards on the board. And we're just looking for 2 more points. Hybrid Release is going to be one of them. If we can find a Hybrid Release on this turn, we'll probably just score it. Maybe not. Regenesis is a line. But we'll have to get an agenda into archives. And they're at 3 points now, so like we really don't want them to get to 4. Once they get to 4, they can steal a Fuji and win. There's the Devil Charm. Okay, so now they can get through server 6, because they can Bankar through the Diviner and Devil Charm Crew through the Simac. I can res the Spin before I Cohort. I think I do want to do that. Okay. And then we're going to AU. Diviner, Hybrid Release, and Moonpool. Okay. So we're definitely installing just a bunch of stuff. Not necessarily, actually. Let's see. I could pitch the Hybrid Release, install the Regenesis, install Diviner on the remote. I don't have enough money to res all that, I don't think. 8, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, I do. That's a line. That is a line. Thing is, the Hybrid Release is just the way we can win. The Moonpool too. I think I am just gonna stack up on server 6. So we can do this, and then I can trash the Bladderwort, or we can just make a new remote and just go Simac thinking. And just go Simac Diviner on a new remote. We can go Simac new remote. Regenesis behind that. Random card behind server 6. And throw out the Hybrid Release. Like the Moonpool. Okay. The thing is, they're going to run server 6. So let's go like this. We're going to throw out the hybrid release. And then we're going to trash something. What's it going to be? Spin. It's going to be the bladderwort. I think his bladderwort's useful too. Huh. Maybe it is spin. It's weird to be throwing out spin. It's very weird to be throwing out spin. But we are just taxing them here. So maybe it's the bladder. And then yeah, it's the bladder. Okay. And then we go this in server 6. Well, also we could just put 2 Regenesis down. We also drew the hybrid release, which is like quite good. Okay, we're gonna go like this. We're gonna put this in server 6. They'll get their thing. No event is really good. And then we're gonna go Simac new remote and Regenesis behind that. Okay, so they have like, there's 3 things that they could do here with their Bankar. They can put it on server 9, which is the one we just created, on server 6 with the double ice, or they can put it on archives and just like check archives. And what I've done is I've basically played around 2 out of the 3 things. So if they just check server 6, then I can just win with Regenesis in server 9. If they just check archives, then I can win with Moonpool and Regenesis. And if they just check the single ice card, then that is the right play. And in that case, I'll have to figure it out after. But we found the other hybrid release, so like, that's like unfortunate because we can like, now we could have just won with 2 hybrid release scores. But now that we've thrown out the other one, we're gonna have to like shuffle it back and get it back. Ooh, they have Bankard server 9. That's unfortunate. Guess we should have doubled Regenesis. Double Regenesis would have done it. Oh, they're gonna have a ton of money now. Oh. Okay. That's fine, we'll res this. This gets us a little closer to triggering Bladderwort, which might happen. They might also crew it. Okay, that is also fine. I am going to pop the Spin Doctor. And we'll just get the Hostile back. We could get the Hollow Man back. We could get the Simac back. It's probably just the Ice. Now they might not check the remotes, because there's no Regenesis threat, unless I have exactly Moonpool, which I do. Yeah, okay. This makes sense, that they're checking. If I res, they take a damage, and then if I res the Moonpool, then the Bladderwort's going to deal a damage. And there is a world where I win with double hybrid release next turn. But yeah, let's flip it. It'll just deal a damage. It's just, this is just going to be HP that we're going to take out. And again, like when we res the Moonpool, the Bladderwort's going to deal a damage, so that's going to be good. They might have forgotten that they've Bankard. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna steal here. They could come and trash the Bladderwort. It's a very reasonable play. They could crew it. They'd have to take a tag. They don't know if I have tag punishment. That is reasonable. But they don't know that the Bladderwort's active, so I don't think they will. If I see Hybrid Release in the top 3 cards, then I win. Yeah. I think... Because if I draw... I guess I draw with AU first. Is there a difference? No, there's no difference, I think. Between drawing with AU or drawing with Cohort. I don't want the... Yeah, it doesn't matter. So I guess it's going to be AU. Because if I draw with AU, then I can figure out if I want to Cohort the Regenesis or not. What world would I want to Cohort the Regenesis? Oh, never mind. That makes my life easier. What are they doing with this? With the Tithe, that is. Right? Like, they have to deal with the Tithe somehow? It's just going to fire? They're going to take a tag? That's going to open up some lines for me next turn. Okay. Nice hit. We want to get rid of the events while the Anakin is already triggered, right? Okay. Give me... Okay, first we're going to res this. Then we're going to trigger the Bladderwort. Nice. Not an event. Give me Hybrid Release. Nice. Okay. So now we throw out the Hybrid Release. Let's just check our bases, right? We throw out the Hybrid Release. We install this Hybrid Release. We Moonpool 2 other agendas, which we have. That was another requirement, which we were lucky enough to hit. And then we score. We double advance score. And that's all she wrote. Right. Okay, so Hybrid Release. This thing in server 9. We're going to trash these 2 agendas to shuffle these 2 agendas. And then we're going to put them on Hybrid Release. We're going to score. We're going to install another Hybrid Release, and we're going to score. Okay, GG. All right. I'm excited because we won. So I made a deal with Brandon. Okay. Give me a minute before second game. Okay. I'm excited. Okay, so here's why I'm excited. I'm catching up on chat. Apparently Sting was lethal too. Let's make my econ all about companions. Companions just enabler and mess with other econ. Anarchy guns all about yeah. Lethal Sting. Yeah, I missed the Sting lethal. Yeah, okay. No, that's true. I could just score Sting, and that just deals 4 damage. 3 damage? 3 damage? Yeah, 3 damage. They could hit a Steel Skin off Lago. Oh, yeah, Lago. Yeah, like all things that I didn't think about. Okay. So Brandon, so I was gonna play. This is the corp I just played. This is my runner, and this is Bling Sebastio. Now, I was like, this deck is this. Okay, let's just be totally honest. This deck is kind of sus. Okay, where it was at 45 cards. Okay, I was talking to Brandon right before the call, and this was the deck. This was the deck. It was at 45. Okay, and then I was like, wait a second, like I can't play this deck without Lago and the one Devil Charm. So we put the Lago and the one Devil Charm back in, and now we're just at 49. I'm just gonna play it at 49. And Brandon's like, well, why don't you just play Scallywag Seb? This is the Seb that's been posted by Dave, and it's just like it I don't know, like it's good. It puts on a lot of pressure. You take a tag every turn with a Menuensis, clear it with the Solidarity Badge, and it's a very solid deck. And I wanted to do the bling thing. And Brandon's like, okay, you should just play Scallywag. And then I was like, okay, if I win the first game, then we're going to play this deck. And if I lose, then we're going to play the Scallywag Seb. And I won, so now I get to play the bling Seb. Right, so that's why I'm excited. That's what we're going to play. We're going to go and... I screwed this up. We're going to go back. There we go. So that's what we're playing. And I am excited because we're going to install cards and Bling is going to draw us cards and we're going to install more cards and Bling's going to draw us more cards. I'm going to go to the bathroom and then we're going to come back and play. Okay. Here, I'm going to have the deck list open for y'all to just absorb it, and I'll be right back. Okay. I can't imagine Brandon was happy learning this was the list. You know, we made a good deal. Um, okay, let me change the deck list overlay. We are here. Deck list. Just need to swap this around. Oh gosh. Okay, and I can move this. Well, I guess we'll just leave it up here for now. Okay, and then I actually need to like import this. Okay. It's not completely unplayed, but the games that I did play with it was pretty sus. Was pretty sus. The draw situation, like it felt like you had to be aggressive, but like you have to find your pieces to be aggressive, and we're against PD, which is like maybe actually fine for us. We'll see. Sebling. Okay, here we go. Can I zoom in again? Man, our Torpedo Tyrus just calling us. They know. Can I? This is probably zoomed in enough, right? I'm just going to move the deck list down so that JNet looks a little bit more normal. All right, here we go. Okay, what do we got? We don't have Bling, and that's probably just what we're mulliganing for. We would love to get a Lago as well. Valentina's fine. Friend of a Friend is fine. Stone Ship doesn't do anything until we have our Bling down, so we're going to throw this out. And we have our Bling. Step 1 is done. Step 2 is install zero-cost stuff, and we don't have that, so we'll have to work on step 2. It's pretty important. It's a pretty important second step. But our opponent took a mulligan, which is a good step in the right direction. They're also thinking at the start of the game, which is also a good step in the right direction. We might be able to just buy a couple turns by just playing, like, just using the basic action card and putting pressure where we need to put pressure. But the opening hand is very slow. This buffer drive is not really going to get us anywhere. Like, our hand is actually very bad, aside from the fact that we have Bling. And, like, Bling only makes you happy on the inside, but, like, doesn't actually do anything. We can Steel Skin to find ourselves a Raindrops. I think we're gonna go for it. Found a Lago, that's fine. We can probably get a crew down and just check this. I'm not going to have money if we use the crew, but we don't plan on using the crew. Like, unless this is, like, something that's, like... I don't know. I don't know what it could be. Sure. Do I do it? No, right? We just let them have their thing. That's fine. You can have that. We found zero-cost stuff, so, like, we are on our way. I do want this Lago just to get us some cards, so we're gonna go... Well, we can Bling and then, like, get the Lago down next turn. Because we're gonna get no free lunch money. We're gonna play the deck. We're gonna play the deck. We're gonna play the deck. We're just, like, I could get the Lago and get an extra Lago trigger, but, like, I think this is just, we're gonna lose a Lago trigger, but we're not gonna have to click for 2 credits, which I think is better. Is it Humanoid Resources? It's not? Oh, it is. Fine. I could have trashed it by trashing the ice. Like, this is bad that I'm letting them do this, but, like, I don't know. It was a big cost to crew down the ablative. Like, I was never planning to do it. We're just poking. Playing red level clearance. Okay. I could go trash the ice now. We're probably just gonna get some tempo. Gourmand is a thing. Like, this is gonna draw us some cards. No free lunch is going to gain us 3 credits. Things are looking up. Second ice makes sense. Okay. So they gain 2 credits and installed. That makes sense. Okay, so we start turn. I guess we'll go for this first, because we're always going to be doing this from 0. So we'll do that. We'll host the top card. Nice. Value. Value. Yes. Oh my god. This is beautiful. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. This is exactly how we had envisioned this deck. And we can install that too. Do we want to? I guess we do, because they're gonna like score, right? And we're just gonna like run somewhere and try. Like this is a problem for them. So we're just gonna gain $3 and throw this down. That's fine. That's fine. I would have loved to not spend 3 credits and install an Audrey there. But like they're basically like we're forcing them to ice R&D here, or else we're gonna go and trash something. They'll probably still just score. Oh, yeah, that's really good. Okay, sure. That's unfortunate. Dang it. We should have trashed the ablative on the first turn. I'm so poor. I'm so poor. I need money. Where's my raindrops? YDL? Really? Okay. Lago is going to trigger us some strike funds, right? But we might as well throw the stone ship down. I could get money first. That's a decent argument. But like stone ship, credit, Lago should be fine. So let's just do this. Oh. So I can take a tag, right? I can take a tag to install the no free lunch and also install the Lago. And then clear it. Beautiful. And then we're also going to trigger the bling again. So let's go. So we've taken a tag. We're going to privileged access to install no free lunch. That's going to trigger bling. Strike fund. Beautiful. And then we're going to install the Lago, which is also going to trigger bling. Ooh, can I play the gamble? 3. And then we can go strike fund, gamble, and leave our cards. And stay tagged. That's probably not necessary. Let's pop the stone chip. Okay. Yeah, we can just leave the gamble. Yeah, so we just pop this, take a credit, strike fund, which is the same thing as gaining money, playing strike fund, clearing a tag. Yeah, it is. Yeah, and then the gamble we'll just play later. Okay. Because we don't, yeah, we have 2 gambles in this deck. We only need 1, really. So let's clear a tag. We'll take a credit and we'll just play this. Okay. Nice turn. Beautiful turn. I could have floated a tag there. And then they could like trash stuff if they like discard cards out of HQ to trash like my Lago or my crew. But it's okay. Seamless double event score, get a midnight 3. That makes sense. We're probably gonna go run HQ this turn. If they res a drafter, it's gonna fire. That's actually quite bad. So we might like install a second crew first. Doesn't quite work that way though, because we're gonna be a credit short. Oh, no, never mind. Because we can, like, take a tag with crew, take another tag with crew, and then trash. And that just costs us a couple credits. Yeah. Right? Yeah, we're fine. We can trash a drafter. We don't want to, but we're going to have to. That sucks. But oh well, we're here. So take a tag, install this, post top card, take another tag, trash it. Which means we're going to be able to raindrops back in. So we can Gormon that, and then we can raindrops back in, and then we're probably just going to have to clear tags. Or I could keep tags and just play the gamble. Don't mind that either. But we're definitely going to raindrops back in. Non-negotiable. Oh, oh, beautiful. 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 I think we just let them trash our stuff and we just play this gamble now. Yeah. Draw and gamble. So we don't die to a random end of the line. That's definitely not in their deck. But we can clear the tags next turn. They have this turn where they can trash a crew and trash a Lago. And if they do that, they have to pay clicks and credits and trashing cards out of HQ. And they just lost their YDL. Like, our hits were, like, insane there. Like, the YDL is such a good hit. Like, YDL and the Seamless was probably the two best cards I could have accessed in HQ. Yes. Beautiful. Oh, Valentina too? Don't mind if I do. Okay. So we could just Botulus and run. And I can definitely just get in there. Right? If this is a score, we can definitely just get in there. I don't mind that. The Botulus is going to stay there forever. We have the Audrey tokens. I think we do that. Yeah, I don't mind this. We don't want to use the crew because we have tags already, so Sebastian is not going to trigger if we take another tag. So we're basically like committed into Audreying this, and then we're going to Botulus to break the ablative. And then if we have to deal with the skunk, we have the 2 clicks to do it. And like if they lost their YDL, like this like they drew a ton of cards, right? And we hit 2 key operations in their hand. So whatever is in server 1 is the best card that they had in their hand, and we're just going to find out what that is. Okay. We'll break with Botulus. Yep. Nice. We'll just trash all of this. That's fine. At some point, we can Audrey the Strike Fund for money if we need it. We would love to get to threat 3 before we can just like install the Valentina and clear 1 tag afterwards. That would be ideal. But the Valentina is going to help us clear these tags a lot. It's going to help a lot. Yeah, but the threat 3 text is like so good. Purging is odd. We could clear here. Like, I think we're just going to find cards. We could save this crew, but the thing is we don't really... Install Valentina, clear tag, take a credit, clear tag is a turn. But they're not trashing, right? Like, we're just going to wait. Ooh. That's good. This buffer drive is something we're going to want. We might want to buffer drive this strike fund to the bottom too. So I could draw a card, buffer drive credit, and that'll reset us back to where we were. Yeah. It's fine. I think I would like... Yeah, I would have liked to like draw like a raindrops or even another strike fund there, but maybe we can hit one. Nope, but we'll bottom that. We'll find a steel skin. That's fine. We can Bankar in later. That should be an agenda. We could come running into HQ. If we do that, we're not going to be able to break a drafter. But that's fine. Like, we can just let them have whatever this is. So... Oh, I should have taken another credit, because then I could have installed the Valentina and the Bankar. That's poor. Very poor. No, but I actually have to just do this now. Okay. So... Oh, but if I wait on the Valentina, they might score. Interesting. Like, I could just click for credits this turn. Let's draw once. Sure. We could install crew and run HQ. Just a random run. Really. Let's be patient. Let's be patient. Let's just... Like, okay, I guess we're always installing this crew. And then I could run HQ. Thing is, if it's a drafter, it's just so awkward. Yeah, we'll just play safe. Yeah, we'll just play safe. This is like, I don't love it. Like this is like, if they score, we can Valentina with a little bit more value. And it's likely that this is a score, which means that like it's likely I could have pressured it. Because run HQ, find an Audrey counter, run the remote, or just poke the remote. But like, there's just like enough value in my hand if it's not if it is a score that like I can deal with it afterwards, I think. But maybe not, because like this is like likely a big deal deck, right? With the Midnight 3 and the YDL. So I'll have to watch out for that as well. If it's not a score though, then like we've wasted a turn, kind of. That makes sense. I don't think I want that back. Friend of a friend is good. Having these tags is so awkward. But once we like get the Valentina down, clear the tags, and get the Bankar down, it's going to be much better. Okay, they're trashing crew. That's fine. That's costing them money. And I really think that is fine, because this Bankar is coming down, and as long as the Bankar doesn't get trashed, I should be okay. Okay, so we'll go like this, and then we'll go clear a tag, and then we have to pop the strike fund. Bottom it, clear another tag, and then install the Bankar. Okay. Now we're online. We can lose all of these cards, really. The friend of a friend will be... like, it'll be something we'll install if we crew something, I guess. But this HQ run is coming. And they should have agendas in HQ, especially if the server 1 is not an agenda. It looks like it's not. Ooh, what a hit. We'll take that. Gourmand is excellent. Hannah's excellent. I have 3 Hannahs in this deck. Hannah's really good because you can install it for free when you take a tag, and then you pop it to clear the tag, and now you've basically just gained a click. But you also like triggered bling. Okay, so we're always going HQ here, right? They should know that, which is a little concerning, but like it should be okay. So you're always going HQ here. We've got the Gourmand, so we'll throw that down. We're gonna trigger our bling, and then we just run. Oh, that's nice. We don't have money to use that, though. As in, use the crew. We could take $2 before running, but no, we're just going to run. Like, we can just lose these cards here. So let's run HQ. We might just let the Devil Charm go away, or we'll probably install it for a credit. But there should be, like, tons of agendas in HQ, right? They've scored 1 agenda. Maybe there's an agenda in server 1. There should be. But if we can like Gourmand a seamless launch, then they just can't score it. And like there should just be like send a message in here, another 2-pointer. Like I'm expecting there to be 2 agendas in HQ and a seamless launch. So basically, if I hit something that's not a seamless launch and not an agenda, I'm not gonna Gourmand it, I think. Okay. That can fire. I could lower the strength, install Hannah. No, that doesn't make any sense. So that'll just fire. We hope we keep the Hannah. Let's hit the Steel Skin and the Bling. Steel Skin and the Lago. I don't care about that. And hit the Steel Skin. Nice. Right. Okay. That is a card. I guess we trash this. Do we trash this? We don't have money. But I guess I trash it just to improve my accesses. I don't know. We get an Audrey counter. We definitely do trash this. What am I talking about? That's an insane draw. Holy crap. Okay. We definitely wait on this. So it's going to be credit and Devil Charm is fine. It might be greedy to wait on that. Because I could just like play the privileged access and that'll just get me a ton of value because we're going to install a bunch of stuff. But like I'm going to trigger Bling a couple times and I want to have clicks to use the cards on Bling. Okay. That seems like it's just costing them extra money, which is fine for me. And it's another Midnight 3. Okay. Here we go. Time to get the Gourmand out. And to run HQ a bunch. Okay. We also like want to trash the Trank grid, actually. So that's another thing we want to deal with. Which means we can install the wheels, click the wheels. Okay, so it's okay. We got to figure out the value on this turn because there's lots of it to be had. Lots of value to be had this turn. Okay. So we're going to install the Hannah with the Seb. We can also go like install friend to friend with the Seb so we're going to play the privileged access, right? And then it's just like figuring out how we're managing these cards. I think we're definitely going to crew down this Scatterfield. It's just a matter of how. It can be the Devil Charm. And we're definitely installing Gourmand with the program install. So it's just like, what resource are we installing? No free lunch is the simple one. Crew is the more complex one. Crew is the more complex one. Okay. If we double crew, I feel like we're definitely just no free lunching. Yeah. Okay, so we're definitely going to no free lunch, which means this is going to get Devil Charmed, which is fine. We're definitely going to trash the Trank Grid, and we're definitely getting Gourmand. I'm probably going to get Gourmand for the HQ run, and we're just going to pay 4 for this Trank Grid. If I can privileged access into the friend of a friend, and then we can go install Hannah, run, pop the Hannah, friend of a friend. Okay. Bankar is not going to matter. I guess we'll put it on HQ in case something goes wrong and we want to Bankar in. So we're going to privileged access. And we're gonna get let's get the info first. So we're definitely getting no free lunch. Oh, that's not true actually, but that's fine. Nice. Okay. Oh my god. Okay. And then we're definitely getting Gourmand. That's also really nice. And then we can install friend of a friend. And then I'm gonna pop the no free lunch to clear the tag, and we're going to pop the friend of a friend to take a tag, which is going to give us the Hannah. Yeah, okay. So we're going to install this. Okay, so then we're going to pop this. This triggers every time, right? Yeah, okay. Okay, we're going to remove the tag. And then we're going to pop this to gain 9 and take a tag. Then we're going to install a Hannah. And we're going to no free lunch. That's also insane. And then we're going to run and trash this remote with this Hannah. And we're just going to pay straight credits because the Gourmand's going to be used on HQ. And this privileged access, we're going to want to play. And we're going to play this raindrops when we run HQ, which means this no free lunch is going to... Oh, actually, no. What am I talking about? We're going to gain clicks off this Hannah. We're going to use absolutely everything here. Let's see the other card. This could be a Mav. It's a Void. Sure. Pay 1 to trash that. I'll pay 4 to trash the Trank Grid. We're going to pop the Hannah. And then we're going to play the other privileged access, which means we can just get crew back now. And with no free lunch and Hannah, we can just clear all our tags. So that's useful. Okay, so then we're going to privileged access. Okay, Sebastiao is definitely installing Hannah because that's all we've got. So let's do that first. Post the top card, yes. That's good. Oh, we should have actually done it the other way, and then we can install the manual, but that's fine. We're installing a program. That's definitely going to be Gourmand. Transfer is really funny. Oh my god. Okay, and then we got to install a resource. We could just install the no free lunch, but we can't install Hannah. Oh, I screwed up. We should have installed Hannah with the privileged access. Yeah, I did screw up. But it's fine. I'm installing crew. Thinking. Okay, we're installing crew, and then we're going to go pop Hannah. Raindrops. Pop Hannah, raindrops. And then we're going to take a tag. Pop Hannah, raindrops. We're going to take a tag to install Manuel. We're going to take a second tag. We can clear those tags with no free lunch. And I'm going to have a second tag, which we want the Hannah for. But that's okay, because we're going to keep this double charm. Okay, so we're going to get a crew. Might as well throw a card on Bling. Maybe we don't at this point. No, we do, because we're going to be taking more tags. So if we can find something else to install, that'd be great. We don't. That's okay. Now, okay, so we can install the no free lunch and then raindrops. Install no free lunch, raindrops. No, we definitely want to pop the Hannah first. So pop the Hannah, install no free lunch. There's no reason to install this now, but it's fine. Oh, there is, because if we can find another connection resource, which we do, but it's not one that we're actually going to install. And then we're going to raindrops now. Run HQ. And we're going to double crew this. We're going to double crew this, get a double access with the Manuel. Yeah, okay. This is the turn. It took us a while to figure that one out. We're going to trigger none of these because we're going to keep the Devil Charm around. So we're going to lower the strength and install Manuel. And we're going to host it. Give me something. Yes! Oh my god. Okay, so then we're going to clear a tag. And we're going to crew to lower the strength again. And we're going to install a friend of a friend. And then we're going to trash it. Beautiful. That was exactly what we're looking for. Okay. Now we're good to access. And we're going to see two cards here because we're tagged with the Manuel. MIC, I think we just trash anything on site. I think so. That's fine. That's fine. Now I could run back. And if we run back, it essentially means that they're going to go credit. Yeah, no, we don't need to run back. So we can just clear a tag with no free lunch here. We could also transfer, which means they have to go credit YDL. Don't mind that, actually. Probably should do that. Yeah, I think we don't mind that at all. But oh yeah, because the transfer is going to be gone. Yeah, we're playing this transfer. What the heck? Nice. We're just seeing two fresh cards. Like they basically they have to go credit YDL, and there's nothing else they can do. They could go credit trash something. They're still going to be on $0. And there's the YDL, so that's fine. Then we'll end turn. Okay. We lost the no free lunch and the Bankar off the Bling. I could have also just installed no free lunch and popped the tag. Couple decisions there. They have red level, so that's going to give them a clickless credit. But the thing is, they're going to lose a credit off the YDL. So I guess no, actually means they're going to gain 2, draw 2, and then they're going to play the YDL. Still not going to have clicks left for this HQ. So we're going to see 2 out of HQ again. And the pressure is going to be really real. with the crew and the Devil Charm and the Audrey. They would love to trash the crew, but the Bankar is also a problem. The Manuel's a problem. And as long as I end my turn here with no tags, like, it should be really good. But I think it's always just run HQ, click 1. There is another privileged... Oh, there isn't a privileged access, so I could just play this Ashen now, actually. Maybe I do that. The Botulus can get purged, but, like, that's okay. But also I should just, like, run HQ, run R&D, clear 2 tags, and that's also fine. Yeah. Yeah, we're just running. There is another Transfer of Wealth in the deck. That would be good. And I guess, like, when they install a card in the remote next turn, we'll trigger the Lago, so it's fine. But this turn, we'll just, like, run HQ, run R&D. We can Audrey through the Drafter on R&D. We're going to see 4 cards total. This should be good. Greasing is good to know. Okay. Let's see R&D. Let's say done. We're going to trash a card. Like that. I might as well bottom the Audrey. Doesn't make a difference here, because I'm going to play the Ashen soon. Fly Swatter, Bran, good to know. And we'll just pop this and clear the tags. Okay. It's a little boring, but that's okay. They can't do anything yet. If they install a card in the remote, I'll run it. I can't wait to read chat about that turn. Cannot wait. Yeah, like I can run anywhere here, so they shouldn't be able to jam. They put a card in the remote; it's going to trigger the Lago. So like they're highly considering purging right now, and on a purge, I'm going to play the Ashen probably. But like buffer drive. Transfer of Wealth is a thing. I could also just play Transfer of Wealth from my deck, because like I think I've bottomed cards 3 times. There's at least 2 strike funds down there, right? So that means I at the very worst have a 1 in 4 of drawing this. Like the Transfer of Wealth is in the top 4 cards, and I've probably bottomed more. Let me see, actually. Uses buffer drive. Uses buffer drive. So I added Friend of a Friend, Strike Fund, and Steelskin. Oh. And Audrey. Oh, so actually there's a Transfer of Wealth in the top 2 cards. Good to know. One of the benefits of playing on JNet is you have Control F. I forgot about some of those cards. So many things I'm thinking about here. So I probably should have actually drawn and played Transfer of Wealth last turn, and that is actually just a misplay that I didn't. But like I was super tagged last turn, right? So like just like taking a turn off, getting accesses and clearing tags is totally fine. And then I can transfer next turn. And we might just be able to like control this Ashen in hand such that we can like play transfer, buffer drive transfer, play transfer, and then come back afterwards. With the Ashen. But the third card is Friend of a Friend, so that's really important to know. Am I going to trash the top card here? I think I am. Nice. It was just a 50-50, and we got it. Top card is friend. Oh. What? There's no way I can't get in there. You have $7. Okay. There's no way I can't get in there. Yeah, there's no way. I can even like I don't want to get complacent now, but I can probably like, what is this? Transfer Ashen Run? I can go draw Transfer Ashen. If I draw, I'm gonna get the friend of a friend down. Thinking. There's no tricks, right? MIC you can't res. And I can break anything else. I can Audrey anything. Oh, there's Fly Swatter. But you have to res Fly Swatter and then something else. But I can just crew the Fly Swatter. I guess that is real. Yeah, I saw the Fly Swatter. That makes sense, actually. Right, so I guess we're crewing the Fly Swatter. So if I draw a card, transfer. Oh, I can also just double transfer. Transfer, buffer drive, draw, transfer, run the remote. Definitely the line. Yeah, I don't think anything beats that. And then I definitely just steal this. It means we're going to be tagged, but like, whatever. They're going to be 1 credit. We'll be in a good spot. Of course, I'm still going to have to deal with the Fly Swatter, but like, this is fine. We don't have any connection to install, so that's not going to happen. We have a Midnight 3 and a Hagen. That's fine. We're going to pop the buffer drive to get this transfer of wealth back. We're going to draw it, play it again, and then we're going to run the remote last click. And if we had that Hannah, that would be great. There's 2 Hagens in HQ. That's good to know. Nice. Good game. Whew. What a game. Some complex... Some complex shenanigans with this bling. Thanks for being patient. Oh man, okay. Time to catch up on chat after this one. That was crazy. Being rolled over turn 2. Huh? Your double humanoid start was quite good. I thought about crewing the ablative early, but it was always the original plan not to. Yes. The bling and the shenanigans began very early. Okay. Okay, let's okay, wait. I should probably go into the replay and watch like and like just so I can remember all this stuff. Probably the best 2 cards in your hand. Yeah, by far. Yeah. That was a lucky hit. Like that early YDL hit was with the Gourmand was massive. Okay. Okay. Later. Okay, let's I mean, I guess here's what we're going to do. We're going to go and open the before okay, I still haven't caught up on chat yet. I haven't looked. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up the replay if this will load, which it won't. Oh, okay. Okay, we're not going to open the replay. We're actually just going to catch up on chat. Talking about the steel skin off the Lago. Yes, that we were there. Solemn Storm, you mentioned, I saw this and I didn't have the chance to ask, but if you're still here, you mentioned losing to AU with the maximum tech host has to feel bad. I'm interested in like, I guess like I haven't too much experience in like in what kind of like AU tech looks like, but I guess you're referring to like Lago and Anacam. Like Lago, Anacam, and Crew, I guess, are like good cards against the AU, but I'm interested in just kind of like your thoughts on what that tech exactly was. Yeah, Lago and Anacam with lots of running con. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, the Lago and Anacam does seem very good into the matchup. A Blade of Impedi, I guess we didn't open Hedge or Petty Cash. But yeah, like the double Humanoid was quite good. Ziad says, I can't believe it's working so far. That's exactly why we're here, folks. It's for reactions like that. That is why we're here. I think the cohort was alive for too long. I'm reading the live chat as I'm catching up as well, so I'll read what you're saying as we go. They had a chance to clear it a few turns. Yeah, I agree with that. The cohort did give me a lot of money in cycles, and it was quite good, and they did have a chance to clear it. The thing is, like, it was behind a Tithe, and, like, as the runner, like, Tithe is really annoying. They never had, like, a breaker, so they have to just take a net damage and give me a credit, and I can see that being just unappealing enough. But yeah, they probably should have trashed the cohort. But the thing is, like, it's complicated, because if you trash it, you give me the server for other stuff. And there was a good part of the game where I was like, I have stuff in my hand, but I don't want to just install it naked. So in a sense, like, I was kind of waiting for them to trash my stuff so I could install new stuff behind the ice that was already there. So they might have been thinking about that as well and just been like, well, if I run and trash and then he installs another one, like, that's just like, I will just have taken a net damage, and they just like didn't like the sound of that. I could see that being the case. If the deck is friend of a friend, I don't think it'll run out of raw credits so you can afford to chuck the gamble. That makes a lot of sense. I don't know if y'all know this. You'll probably those who follow me probably know that I don't play a lot of Seb. So that was it's not a deck that I'm super familiar with. But like I don't know, like you've probably heard me say this before. Is like I don't think there's a deck out there that I can like I can pick up and probably play a deck pretty good. And there's going to be like some intricacies that I'm not going to be too super aware of. And some things will just come with experience playing that deck. But like just playing Netrunner is just like yeah, just like basic Netrunner understanding will help you through a lot of decks, and that's mainly what I relied on in the Seb there. This is oddly where amanuensis is good. The fact they didn't jam off last turn makes me think they have a drought. Yeah, there was some time there that was like weird. Like they could have jammed, but the thing is like it wasn't super clear because I was in a decent position. I had some Audrey counters. Maybe I didn't, but I had a crew down. Like there was never a time that was like super clear that they could have jammed. And I think if you were up against like a very aggressive runner, like they could have probably like an aggressive runner with the right cards in hand, they probably could have gotten in. So getting the Trank grid down and first makes a lot of sense. Wild pop-up turn. Yeah. You're thinking I hold a Gourmand in case I see YDL since I'm always running back. That makes a lot of sense. Like I think it was already on my mind that just like trashing cards out of hand is going to be good because like there's probably agendas in hand, and I also had a decent amount of money to just trash things with cash. So I was in a decent position to just trash the cards that I was accessing, and then if I like steal agendas, trash other stuff by paying money, it'll just like make the YDL worse. And that's just going to be like a more consistent approach. But holding the Gourmand for YDL is like totally makes a lot of sense there too. Will I be coming to the tournament in Berkeley on Sunday? I plan on playing in the online Mega City. So I guess like if I don't make day 2, then I'll come to that, unless that is a Mega City, and then I'll come to that because that's the same thing. But I take it that it's not a Mega City. I didn't know that there was a tournament in Berkeley. Also, I don't know where Berkeley is, but I imagine it's nearby. Yeah, I mean, I'll come out if I can, but I plan on playing on the online Mega City. But I am itching to come out and hang out with the people in the Bay Area. I think Fa said that there's a meetup on Monday. But like we'll just need to see. Like I'm in the middle of this professional legal training course, and it's really, really busy. I have an assessment tomorrow. I have another assessment on Tuesday, so we'll just kind of like figure that out. Cries in Vancouver. I'm sorry, Alec. I bought a ticket, so I am donating to the Vancouver scene by buying a ticket and not coming. Of course, I can donate by buy a ticket and coming. The plan was always to come. I think, like as we kind of got closer, like prices were getting really expensive, and like losing my passport doesn't help. It's a good thing I didn't buy my ticket yet, actually, because if my passport is actually gone and I need to go to the consulate, then there's no way I can get to Vancouver in 2 weeks. Attendance prizes, nice. They must not have had an agenda in hand, or else it would have been greased out. Yeah, they couldn't play greasing last turn. They had to like get a bunch of money, I think. Let's check that, actually. If I can open these games, what is going on? Here we go. There is still chat that I haven't caught up on, but let's check if there was a greasing turn. The thing is, oh no, this is the problem, is that there was never a greasing turn, because PD doesn't play agendas that you can grease out. So actually, we don't actually have to check this at all. Because it doesn't make any sense for PD to play like a non 4-2 agenda, like a 3-2 agenda. So they just can't use greasing. Like greasing is not there to clear a tag and place an advancement counter. I really like this deck. Might not be tier 1 or whatever, but it's the kind of thing I like. That was so good. Like, I can't believe Brandon almost talked me into not playing this, but I think Brandon's at work now, but I'm going to call him later today and tell him about that turn. Y'all know what turn it is. And it's going to be, it's going to be so good. Oh my God. That's quite the puzzle turn, actually. Yeah, like for those who are interested, like do this in the comments. In my YouTube video, because I do monitor those, not consistently, but like I will see it eventually because I get a notification on my YouTube. But yeah, like all of you, like if you're interested in figuring out this puzzle, go back to that turn, which was here, right? Go back to my turn 10. I'll post the replay in. I'll share the replay in the comments or in the description of my YouTube video, but also you can just go back on the stream and take a look. But like, I guess like I'm gonna, at the end of this, I'm gonna total up like what I did on the turn and then like see if you can find a combination of lines that betters it, because that would be very interesting to figure out. Fly Swatter Ablative or Fly Swatter Scatterfield. Exactly, yeah. But there wasn't actually like a way for them to score it. Like they had to top deck a Seamless as well. But even if they had a Seamless, they needed 3 credits, so they needed it had to be Fly Swatter Ablative. Just crew the second ice. No, yeah, like we can't even get through. We can't get through the second one, because the Fly Swatter is going to purge the Audrey, and then we have to crew the first one. Oh wait, no, we had Bankar. No, y'all are right. Yeah, y'all are totally right. With the Bankar and the crew, like I was... But yeah, there was lots of ways I was fine there. They didn't see the buffer drive for Transfer of Wealth. You didn't need second Transfer of Wealth to win there. Yeah. Yeah. I'm excited for Andre to try this deck and have his head explode. I mean, y'all can pitch it to him. I'll post it in like right now, and if y'all go and give it a like and make it Decklist of the Week, then I guess you'll make him play it. Lagoanacam. Yeah, cool. Okay, I think I'm caught up. Torpedo, hey, how's it going? Thanks for the games. Slept away during the last game, but was a lot of fun, especially the first one. No peak Netrunner after. Thanks for being flexible. I know we're already playing this game like pretty late in the week, and we're supposed to have it done by Saturday. But yeah, like I have an assessment tomorrow, so like I was pretty restrictive in scheduling. So shout out to Torpedo for being flexible in scheduling. And of course, like time zones are always an issue with the Async League, because like especially with somebody who has like a day job, which I don't, but like it's kind of akin to that, but it's a little more flexible. Like I'm working during the day, just doing like this course. So yeah, thanks for being flexible. The true purpose of Decklist of the Week is to make Andre suffer. You don't have a 3-2 to score with Greasing. I think you don't include it in your deck. There has to be better. I would agree, but like Greasing was a card in like back like in PD, all like since the dawn of PD. I think it was never a 3 of, but like I think playing like 1 or 2 Greasing in PD was not like didn't raise any eyebrows before. But I guess the difference was that PD used to have Luminal and like we don't have Luminal anymore. And maybe that's like the difference. Yeah, I think there was always like 2 slots in PD, and the question was, do you play Greasing or do you play Regolith? And I think like most of the times it was one regolith, one greasing, and like I know a lot of people liked one regolith. I was somebody who did not like one regolith because I thought regolith was too slow. So I think in my PDs in the past I played like 2 or 3 greasings because I didn't like the regolith. But of course, like in my reg PD, I would play YDLs even without the Midnight 3s. But that was a while ago. Greasing. Do you mean the old greasing? I'm not sure what you mean. I meant like when PD. Like I guess. Oh, you're saying like greasing came out after PD. Which I don't know if that's true, but like it like basically like PD in the last meta, like PD before Luminol was banned. Like at that time, I wouldn't be surprised to see greasing in that deck. You have petty cash now, though. Yeah, that's true. Petty cash is click to gain 4. Greasing is clickless gain 2. Yeah, you'd rather play petty cash probably. That's a good point. Okay. So here's what we're gonna do. We're going to publish this. What have I been calling? We're gonna get rid of this. I was almost gonna play this, and then it's a good thing I won my corp game because then we played the bling seb. I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna figure out what my I'm just gonna post this deck while we wrap up, and that'll be it. I'm not gonna play anymore. I need to do this practice exam before Fa comes home, and she's definitely gonna come home while I'm still doing it, so that's not ideal. Greasing is fun in Midnight PD as a weighted down to hand size, but petty could be better as a discard. Yeah, I mean it does the same thing actually, right? Actually no, greasing was definitely better because greasing you get the money up front and petty you don't. So guess there is a difference there. Yeah, I think it's really close. Like I don't think it's clear that like one is clearly better than the other. Like they both have their ups and downs. Like greasing you can play like turn 1, like get the $2 right away without having to spend a click, and maybe that lets you like install humanoid, install ice on top, and ice HQ. So I think that's a big deal. Okay, why is this not loading? Netrunner DB, why are you doing this to me? Okay, well it's fine. Yeah. Oh, sorry. I'm gonna post this. Yeah, Netrunner DB has been slow today. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm gonna post this, and yeah, should come check it out. Give me some likes. Maybe we'll make Andre play if we can hit deck list of the week. I'd be surprised if we do because I'm posting it on a Thursday. I don't know. Y'all can show it to him on his streams, or maybe I'll pop in. Okay. I'm gonna go with that. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. This has been great. That was so good. Yeah, if you run into a better solution for that turn in Seb, and you're interested in figuring out some puzzles, I'd be interested to hear it. I'll like look at that as well. Like literally just like started the turn, I'm on 1 credit, and we end the turn and I'm at 9, and I'm at, okay, yeah. So I mean, like, it's not just credits, right? It's like, how many cards did you access? How many credits did you gain? How many cards did you like go through? I don't know if that's like a good thing or a bad thing. It's probably a bad thing. And then like, yeah, we can just like assume that accesses are consistent, and of course now you know what the bling has gotten us. But this was a fun turn. Turn 10. Yeah, again, I'll post the replay in the link of the YouTube as well. I keep closing this tab so it goes black. Okay, see you, everybody. I'll be back I was gonna say next week for the Async League, but I'll actually be streaming this weekend in the online Megacity. Um, yeah, I'll stream all my games, so I'll live stream it all. So we'll see you this weekend